evening. This is Aaron Smith. Can't lose. Happy Friday to everybody. I'm glad to be back. Took the week off. A lot has happened. We had to add another hour to our show. That's
boy.
Exactly. So it's so much you can cover in an hour. So I figured, why the hell not? So I guess we're gonna start with the elephant in the room, which is Brett Kavanaugh. He is now an associate judge of the Supreme Court by a narrow margin of 50 votes to 48 after a week-long investigation by the FBI, which was only done just for press. I honestly think so, and whatever. I mean, he was going to get in anyway. There was no way or no how he wasn't, unless he dropped it, and unless there's beer around, I don't think that's going to happen. Might be a boofing accident. I just realized what boofing was. I had to actually look that up in the dictionary. Yes, it is in the Webster's dictionary. It basically means to drink beer or alcohol anally. Yes. Yes. Ridiculous. And I'm back. She's back, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Lisa Harmon. She decided to come into the studio.
Yay,
and have some fun with me. How you doing, Lisa?
Everybody. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
It's Friday. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy. I'm just
happy.
not.
Me too.
I am just not over this Brett Kavanaugh shit. Like, this is crazy.
You
got a serial rapist on the Supreme Court.
I know.
Well, we have two.
Now
We have like two in the government now.
At least that we know of.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh well, you actually know 3.
Oh,
Clarence
right.
Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah,
That's right.
He has a buddy now.
Yeah.
He probably says a lot of real seedy, creepy sex jokes and shit now.
Oh man. I think though they wanted to get rid of Kavanaugh, but all those rich dudes are like that. I think a lot of them are. They're entitled and abusive. Don't
Right.
you think so? That he's not like an isolated case.
I mean, yeah, I give you that. But my thing is, that's as a precedent. Like, anybody can get in. The crackhead on the corner of where I live at. He could be a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give a shit about him. And
He might do more for the people than the Supreme Court we have now.
Not necessarily. He'll do whatever you do for that rock. He will do it for the people, or maybe the people that are selling that rock. But they're nonetheless.
Right.
But we'll see. You never know who Trump will pick as. Well, I think the court is full now.
Yeah.
So but there is a rumor that somebody is thinking about retiring. I don't know if it was.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if it was Ginsburg or somebody like that. So they will have to go to this crap again.
Oh no, women are going to lose all their rights and the few little rights that we've managed to acquire.
Yeah, and right after the ladies is always the Negroes. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'm gonna have to move to Canada to get my passport.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm still mad at the Supreme Court for Citizens United. I'm still mad at them for that. I can't get over that one. That's the one where they said a corporation is a person and they can spend as much as they want on political action committees and stuff like that. So that's what opened the floodgates to unlimited
bullshit.
Koch brothers and money into politics.
You're absolutely right. And the thing what kills me is that, and from my understanding and what I see, I don't see the U.S. as a country. It's pretty much a big ass oil company with a fucking army.
Yeah, a lot of people see it that way.
Because everything goes into business and everything, and they always want they're making money off of our backs and stuff like that.
Right.
And the Social Security number is pretty much your tax ID for the government.
Yeah.
And
they give it to you when you're born now.
Basically.
When I was a kid, you had to apply for it so you could get a job.
Right.
You had to go to the Social Security office and apply for a number. Mm-hmm. And that was the only way you could get a job.
That's crazy.
Now they give you a Social Security number when you're born.
Well, maybe they should go back to that, because a lot of people don't need to get numbers right away. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. I had to do it so I could get a job. I didn't want to do it.
I had to go in and get the, I don't know, maybe Slims remembers, is that when you're in high school, you had to get that little ticket to work for we were 14 or 15. It was really hilarious.
Work permit when you're
that
underage.
Little permit.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. And then you can only work 2 hours a week because you're in school or something like that. I'm exaggerating, but it's pretty much coming like that.
It was low hours, low pay. Yeah, a lot of aggravation for a little bit of money.
Oh, for sure. My first job actually was in a stationery ran by evil Jews.
Like a stationery store, like envelopes and paper and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow, where was that?
It's not even there anymore, but
Because nobody writes letters anymore.
Well,
right?
I think they might have moved. And it was originally on 3rd Avenue, I think, in 77th Street, something around that area.
Okay.
You know.
What was the name of it? Can you tell us the name?
Ropal Stationery? I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. It wasn't.
I was 14 years old. Like, who cares?
Oh,
I
my
think they're
goodness.
still around, and it was run by this frail old man, and he had glasses. His daughter was hot though. I mean, I don't know what she looks like now, but she was hot back then.
All right.
And you know, he had a manager, Moses. He was really cool, big guy, real hilarious. And then there was a sister. I think her name was Leslie or some shit like
Man,
that.
you remember a lot of stuff from when you were 14.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened like 2 hours ago, but
Yeah,
I can
me
definitely
neither.
remember that. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so like I said, Kavanaugh. I mean, he's here for now.
Kavanaugh's
I mean, it's still.
depressing.
I mean, but you know, I think my grandfather said it best. I was talking to him like last week when I was around family. He
Yeah.
basically said that every law student from now on is going to see every case, and they're going to put that basically is going to be like their test. They're gonna be studying this guy, you know, as long in his school. They're gonna be like on his ass, and they're gonna be like, studying him like, you know, up to like a microscope. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh my God.
That's what he said. Pretty much. You know.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to let it get to me. You know, I let the presidential election really bothered me, and I've been eating like everything that's not nailed down for the last 2 years, and I'm just getting fatter and fatter. And then I found out it wasn't just me. I hear all these other people talking about how they're drinking too much and smoking too much weed.
Well, I was doing that before the election. I did that before I came on the show.
Me too, but not to this degree, you know. So I decided that it's time for me to stop feeling bad about it and to start getting angry about it, because that works better for me.
I feel that, and I definitely did that. I did the whole protest thing of people, but my thing is like, do it right. You know, people be on Facebook, whatever have you, YouTube and on Twitter and all that crap, you know, running their mouth. But as soon as they do take action, you know, like I'm like, come on, like if you for the cause, then like do 100%. Don't do nothing half-assed.
Right.
That's basically like I'm helping. I'm like that little character Ralph Wiggum, like the little retarded boy. You know, it'll be politically correct. But you know, if you sit down and you watch this character, he's a little slow. Yeah. But you know, he's like the son of the cop on there, whatever have you.
Right.
And he's like, you know,
I'm
I'm
helping.
helping. You're like, you know, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, you're fucking up things worse than they were.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, it's tough because here in New York we always vote Democratic anyway. So anybody who wants to really help, like I know some comedians last week that went and started canvassing, like in Pennsylvania, you know, and knocking on doors,
Awesome.
you know. Yeah, I guess you can make phone calls too. They're looking for people to make phone calls in those key races and stuff.
I hear you. I mean, you know, it's like,
you gotta get
you got to get out there and you got to do what you do, you know,
Yeah.
because if you sit on your ass and you complain, that's going to happen.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen.
So
I know.
like I said, you know, I try to lean to the left.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm stuck in the middle because I don't like either one of them. But I am registered Democratic.
Right.
I mean, one time it was funny. Like, it's like I wanted to like switch up. I said, okay, I'm going to be independent. The shit came back to Democratic. It's like, no, you're staying as a Democrat. We don't need to use it like that. I'm like, all right, whatever. Fuck you. Then about that. It is what it is.
Independent is okay, but you don't get to vote in any primaries at all. It's like,
Which is,
it's
I don't think.
worthless. You're better off picking one anyway.
Unfortunately, that's the point. You know, you have the two bully system. I don't call them the party. I call them the two bully system.
Yeah.
Because pretty much they both parties, depending on wherever you are part of, they'll bully you into voting it. And sometimes, you know, and in both parties, I should say most of the time, there's a lot of candidates that are full of shit.
Yeah.
And that's on either side. And I just want to understand that. But, you know, it is what it is. Anything is better than what we have currently.
I guess so. And there's not much difference between them. It doesn't seem like. I mean, it's a bunch of rich people. What do they care about us? You know, no matter what side of the fence they're on, what side of the aisle they're on. They're all rich people. They have no idea what it's like to be a regular person in New York or anywhere else, you know?
Exactly. And, like, it's like they spend millions and millions of dollars for a $1,000 job.
Yeah.
Like, I never understood the logic with that shit.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's their pals. You know, it's feather nesting and corruption and nepotism. I mean, you know, where's all the money? You know, like 2008, the economy exploded. What happened? Where did all the money go? That money is somewhere.
Pocket,
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Right. And
but this whole country was founded by income tax evaders, right?
Basically.
Isn't that why they came here? Because they got tired of paying taxes?
Right.
So, I mean, nothing has changed. At least we're true to our original
and
mission.
the Indians out of their land. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see them Indians anymore. They don't mess with anybody.
Oh my God! But they got back at them good by opening those casinos.
Oh, big
everything
time!
they make
Like
in
you
those
gonna pay
casinos
us
is non-taxable.
on top of paying us.
Yep. Yeah.
But definitely.
I read a really interesting book lately about an Indian tribe that they moved to some crappy corner of Oklahoma, and then they sprung oil in the land, and then mysteriously all the Native Americans on that reservation started to disappear one by one. It was a very interesting book. I can't remember the name of it, but it was also about the very beginning of the FBI. It was one of the first big murder sprees that the FBI investigated.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure they were a part of it.
Yeah, you never know.
Oops.
You never know what's
Did I say
happening.
that?
No,
Oh,
you
well.
didn't. Only 5,000 people heard.
Yeah, if we could get 5,000.
If Aaron disappears, now we know why.
Basically, the aliens took me home.
That's what they're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's okay. I insulted Bloomberg on Twitter, and I previously insulted him before by saying, I don't know what I'm messing with the richest people in the world for, but I can't stand them.
I can't stand them either because
He's gonna run for president.
Oh God, we already have a billionaire asshole for president. We don't need another one.
He changed his he changed back to Democrat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Bloomberg.
I'm good. No way. No
Yeah,
way.
we
He
had
needs to
him
stay
12
home and
years
count
here.
his money. He don't
Yeah.
need to do this again.
Oh my God.
You know.
We had him 12 years in New York.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Oh yeah. And people miss him. I don't understand that.
Why do they miss him?
Well, the rich people, they miss him, and the people that don't have common sense miss him. Like I said, De Blasio, he's all right. I met him like at the African American Day parade a
you
couple
did?
weeks ago.
De Blasio?
Nice guy, nice lady,
Really?
his wife too, and awesome.
Oh, you met Charlene?
Yeah, they're very cool. He's tall as fuck. Well, then
Yeah.
I'm a midget, so everybody's taller
Everybody's
than me.
taller than you.
So, but I
think I'm
mean,
taller than you.
I don't really see much of a difference. But he is trying to help. He's trying to do it again. But people are shitting on him,
Yeah.
because he is trying to help people.
I
But
don't know. I
there's
don't
some
know
things that I
anything about
haven't
Blasio.
agreed with him on. But anything was better than Bloomberg.
Yeah. Well, Bloomberg was like he wanted to control your whole life. Like he wanted to tell you how big of a soda you could have,
Right.
and he took away, like he shut down all our divey nightclubs in the
Right.
village. Him and Giuliani. Giuliani started it, I think, and he finished it.
Rudy and the Booty Giuliani.
Yeah. I mean, they screwed up New York.
But
New
you
York
want to
used
dress
be-
up as a girl and get fondled by Donald Trump. Yeah,
Who's that?
right.
Giuliani wants to do that?
You don't remember that Saturday Night
No.
Live? It was
Oh, I remember
yeah, you're on
Giuliani
YouTube.
dressed up as a woman, but I don't remember
and
Trump.
Trump was on that video.
Oh
yeah.
no, I don't remember
Mhm.
that. Oh,
Just
my
when they remember
goodness.
that he started first coming his counsel, that's when that videos popped up again.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, now he's gone again, Giuliani. He was around for a while. Now he's gone again
Oh,
Yeah, he
probably
was.
because the sun was out.
because he's a vampire.
Fucking vampire. You see how pale he is?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yo. I'm like, somebody get him some something,
Yeah.
some pigmentation or something in there. Like, you can afford it.
Yeah,
Like, seriously.
he's I don't know, man.
He's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, going into that realm of the Trump, whole thing. So, I must touch on Kanye West a little bit.
Oh my God.
And
What a whack job.
I definitely, because like if you like see how he talks and the way he moves and the way he acts, like it looks like he's off his fucking meds. And take
Yeah.
it from somebody who's been off their meds, I can see that he has a
Oh
fucking
my
problem.
God.
And I got into a little bit of Facebook, because obviously he has really dedicated fans, and I understand that, and that's perfectly fine, because there's a difference between people that work in the field and work in the house.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so
How does he not alienate everybody by supporting Trump, though? I'm surprised that his supporters stick with him through
well,
this.
apparently they've always been friends, him and Trump.
Oh.
So I guess this was before the election. But this is my problem with Kanye West. Like I said, you want to say one thing. You're saying one thing, but you mean another. Like that whole thing with the 13th Amendment, talking about
Yeah.
he wants to that should be ridiculous. It should be removed. This is, like I said, okay. So you expect people to report back to the cotton fields the next day?
Oh my God, yeah. What would be the point?
Like, oh, that's right. You'll be good because you have money. You're rich, so you'll be fine. Well, what about the rest of us?
He's
You
like
know?
he's like the Phyllis Schlafly of black people.
Who
Phyllis,
you telling?
Phyllis Schlafly, you know who she is, right? She was the one who campaigned against ERA when they were getting ready to pass the Equal Rights Amendment for women.
How long
there
ago
was
was this
this?
ago,
Oh,
if
this
you-
was like in probably the 70s.
I wasn't even a thought.
You weren't even.
yet.
You were just a little sperm rolling around.
Yeah, and my poppy's balls.
Well, she's the one who went out and, campaigned against equal rights amendment for women. And she was like, oh, if you pass the equal rights amendment, all the women are going to become lesbians and they're going to stop doing their husband's laundry. And she was a big part in torpedoing equal rights for women, and which still has never passed to this day. And Kanye West is like black people's Phyllis Schlafly. You know what I mean?
Well, we all know what Kanye's full of. And it starts with an S, so we're just going to go with that. But like I said, I did follow his music, when he first started out. He's very talented.
Okay.
I can say he's a genius in musical. But as far as, like, common sense, I'm not going to, I don't really think so.
Well,
like,
he did do one thing right. He married an Armenian girl.
Oh, I give you that.
I'm a big fan of Armenians.
Oh, I know. You guys, that's right. You are Armenian.
Yeah.
Right, correctly. Correct. Yeah. But it's real hard to turn a hoe into a housewife. But I wish him luck, though.
I wish I was that kind of a hoe. She's loaded now.
Oh, yeah.
I should have done. I mean, when you find out how you can, it's so easy.
Well, she did a sex tape. I mean, would you want to do that, though?
Well, when I was younger, I would have been too embarrassed. Now that I'm not embarrassed, nobody wants to see it. You know what I mean?
Fucking hilarious. Anybody time they would make that, anyway, they would make their money. All right, that's on them to find.
Yeah.
That's not my business.
Right.
But like, it's a very odd couple. Very
they
odd.
Are. Yeah, they don't seem like a good match. Yeah, it's weird.
But I guess love is blind, and at this point, it's Stevie Wonder, like, because.
Yeah, you never know. What? You never know what makes a marriage work.
I didn't. I'm divorced, so obviously I don't. Shit.
How long were you married for?
2 years, 2 months, too long. Definitely.
Yeah. How long did you know the person before you married?
That was the issue. It was 5 months into it, and they were rushing everything.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Wait," and I was so in love, quote unquote.
Right.
And things like that. But I did tell her, like, at the end of after everything was over, I said, "Mom, you were right." She's like, "I know."
Yeah.
I said,
"Moms are always right."
Yeah, I guess I would probably have to say that because he's watching right now. But I say about maybe 50% of the time, yes.
No,
if
it's like
right.
Mom, I know it's 98%, Mom.
Okay. Well, more power to you. But we're going to take a little break, and we're going to talk on a little bit more on Kanye, and so have a couple more topics. So this is the Aaron Smith podcast on the FLO Empire Radio Network.
Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be stronger than love? Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be? Sometimes I wonder if my mother ever languishes, that my tongue don't know any Indian and foods or languages. She make the stove smell like curry and dosa. I make the microwave smell like the jambalaya that I would rather go for. And I'm no closer to penetrating the meaning of my brownies. That's engraved in the very codes of my DNA. Written in Sanskrit and Tamil, but I don't have the patience to understand these secondhand translations. So it looks like I'm co-oping movements, carrying banners, reading Black Lives Matter while questioning my importance. I'm from where the police trade blues for white hoods and choose to interpret laws with the claws of habeas corpses. It's why they paint us as worthless, painfully forcing us these black and brown baby abortions several years out of the womb. We can't live long enough to see ourselves become a villain, cause every dark night we're dying heroes far too soon. And in no ways it's a diss to all my homies on track, but we need to be bigger than rap when they in lyrics on wax. They give us wings, we fly too close to the sun, then we fall and crash down to an earth that we don't recognize at all. Same world where a boy shot in his own home dies in his father's arms, blood spills on his hands, you hear the distant ambulance alarms, red and blue lights flash in the window, adrenaline rushes, he screams, bring my son's killer to justice, cause now he has to answer questions he never dreamed they would ask him. Funeral arrangements and open a closed casket, the real meaning of fresh, the death boy rocking a suit freshly pressed, hair neatly combed, bullet holes closed, my mama holds his mother's trembling hand. Perfect strangers save a common ground that every parent understands. Sees herself in her, me, and that boy who looks like he's peacefully sleeping. That I could be like him is the reason I know she's weeping. Now I got a question for y'all. Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be stronger than love? Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns. How could that be stronger than love?
Contemplating when my life is gone, looking back at all my rights and wrongs. Keep it 100, reflected in the mirror. Moments in life like summer, others cold as a blizzard. The fact is I try to put my best forward, make moves, the weight of the world on my shoulders. Damn, I think of the love of my life. Where would I be if she was never my wife? Where would she be if we never crossed paths? It's too heavy on my chest, can't do the math. I catch myself looking into both my daughter's eyes, seeing love is enough, a purpose to be realized. Amazing, I was born 5 months premature. I survived decades later, struggle still assured. The world we live in is full of pain and love, but I find strength to overcome all of the above. All I can do is give my best every day before I lay my head to rest, no matter what the haters say. It's irrelevant from where a hater came. Tough learning that some have the same blood in their veins. It's enough to drive the homie insane, but through the fire, perseverance forever maintains. Other times, the obstacles myself, threw self-doubt in the trash instead of on the shelf. Random thoughts of my sisters who passed away. We'll meet again, inshallah, someday. Foggy memories of love, hugs, and kisses. Full of life, both of y'all, my heart still misses. Looking forward, I can see the days up ahead. Keep my head up if it rains on my head. I'll keep fighting, but smiling through all the stress. Put my finger to the sky, cause I know that I'm blessed.
Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be stronger than love? Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be stronger than love?
Give me food, give me sustenance. Make sure the subject matter don't lack substance. What are we chopping up? Maybe cuisine that's popular. Bitter seeds, our hands up, don't shoot trees. Sweet tooth with an option to take what I give you ocular. Salty seeds, the binoculars. Casualties in the backyard. Green pasture is tall enough to block a blossom and Mayflower like autumn months. I wish we could have spring showers like all the months. I wish a wish wasn't so wishy-washy or magical. Wish it was practical like blue and white's a tactical gear. Now from the brown in the ground to the red in the air, hatred aiming law enforcement's actually fair, huh? Now ain't it funny the reason our population lessons is the same thing, leading funeral processions. Bad cop beat the case, good cop beat away. And all cops share the same fate. It's dangerous for all flag colors. Title or badge, rag color. It's sad, we all brothers, we should be sweet to one another. But we diabetic and unable, unstable. Let me rephrase. Sugar cane vein, slain able, hard to maintain. Safe label, where's the good in you? Where's the God in you? I gotta keep God in my cerebellum. Gotta keep the sun up in my lyricism. Shed a light on dark times too close to home. Gotta make it to the far side. Better tell them grass green like gold light in my dreams. Every heart seem like my plight. It might mean I'm channel surfing trying to find an image to what I bring. Pixar, a lack street, a lack hope. It's cool though I've been good with backwoods. I'm steady thinking of ways to free stolen goods.
Tell me what makes the world go round. Tell me what makes the world go round. Is it
we're back.
money, sex, drugs, bullets, knives, guns? How could that be stronger than love?
That is funny.
Yeah. So we were talking about WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. He's no longer, I think, the CEO, but he's still a publisher and he still does the content. And he's still in asylum, whatever the fuck have you.
Oh, where is he?
Not here.
Yeah, I know he's
if
not
he
here.
was, he'd be locked up.
Yeah, he's somewhere. He's in some other country.
But apparently, like I said, I touched on the story. I didn't read too much into it, so forgive me if I get a couple of information wrong. The thing was is that Amazon apparently has these contracts or military contracts or whatever have you that were hidden, and they were like files and stuff, and he got his hands on them, and it turns out that they used it as a front, and the front name that they used was Vandelay Industries. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Vandelay Industries, or if you are, that's from the season 3 of Seinfeld, where George was unemployed and he was using Jerry's phone number to get job information, and he was using that as a front to not deal with the unemployment office or something like that. So I think was it Kramer that picked up the phone and so no one lives under there?
I don't remember who picked it up.
Kramer, and he's like, nobody lives there, and George was in the toilet, and he's like, say Vandelay. He was like, he had his pants
on his ankles. Yeah.
It was
Say Vandelay Industries. Say Vandelay Industries.
I'm like, wow. I'm like, what the name to pick? You know.
Amazon. Well, Amazon is evil. I wanted to buy something from Amazon, and they wouldn't let me buy it without putting in all my personal information, and it made me mad, you know? So I said, forget Amazon. I'll go buy it from somewhere else. So I went to another website, and I bought the same exact thing for $11 more, right? But I paid it because I don't know, because I'm an idiot.
Right.
And then when I got it, though, it was in an Amazon box.
Wonk, wonk. Oh, for you. I see like Amazon is running the world.
I know.
Like, them
and
like
and
Amazon. Disney, like they seem to have like own
Google.
everything.
What about Google? They want to know your business too. I bought a ticket for a comedy show, and they're like, "We need your phone number, your email address, and all of this." Like, get out of here, man!
That reminds me of back in the day.
Gave me my $20. Leave me alone.
Well, you know, I guess money talks and bullshit walks. But apparently, I actually used to run this joke. Me and my friend used to do this back in high school. When there was an ugly girl that wanted our phone number, we would give them like the Domino pizza.
Oh, that's not right.
Shit. I don't give a shit. And girls do it too.
Yeah, girls do it.
You know, but they'll give you
but
like
it's mean to do
they'll
it
give
to
you like
a girl.
they'll give you like the rejection hotline number or something like that. I haven't gone that far. I've done Domino's pizza. I've given the girl the movie phone number 77 FIM.
Now, how do they not know that that's the movie phone?
Because I just put 3456. I mean, that's what the number is. So I don't give a shit.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they're not just ugly; they're dumb too.
That was fun. Exactly. But
well, you know, I just want you to know that all those ugly girls from high school, they're all married now. Just so you know that girls always end up, you know, when you're young, you know, the boys always have the upper hand. But when you get to a certain age, it doesn't work that way after a while.
Well, yeah, I understand that there are two things that run this world: money and vajayjay.
That's right.
So yeah, it is what it is. You know, I don't care how ugly the girl is. You know, and somewhere tonight, some ugly girl is getting some.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it'll be very dark, but she is getting some.
What did my uncle used to say? He used to say, "Why can't women take over the world? They control half the money and all the pussy."
That's because they'll be talking shit about each other and can't get along.
No, that could be it. Oh, did you hear about in Texas? They created a new law so this person can't open a sex doll brothel. Did you hear about that? Guy wanted to open a sex doll brothel for people, for men, I guess, to go have sex with dolls, not women. And they made some law so that he can't do it. They're going to allow him to sell the dolls, but not to have a brothel where men can go have sex with the dolls. What's the point of that law? Who are they protecting with that law?
Perverts. I think half of them are in Congress. But anyway, I mean, isn't that something you do at home though? Like, why would you want to go drive somewhere all the way just to fuck rubber?
You know what's so weird? Maybe they're expensive because if you go to the brothel, you don't have to buy one; you can just rent one. And I'm wondering who would rent that thing. That is nasty.
Exactly, like like you gotta do a real thorough clean job.
Yeah.
But even then, you might mess around and do something like that, and your dick fall off. Then what? Like. I'd rather, like I said, I don't have that problem in that department. But, you know, for the gentleman that does, I'm like, you know, save up your money and get one. Perfect
for the incels, right?
Exactly. And no one has to know but you. Like, come on. I don't understand. That's crazy.
Yeah,
only in Texas, huh?
Well, so that's right.
That sounds like more like a Florida thing,
right? I don't know what the deal is with that, but I think it would be good because it would give all these, those angry, nasty guys that can't meet women. You know, it would give them an outlet, and let them have at it. You know, maybe they'll leave the women alone. You know what I mean?
I feel sorry for the doll, but okay.
You feel sorry for who?
The doll.
The doll
that they buy. That thing's going to be wrecked.
Yeah, but that better a doll than a real person.
Actual human being. Yeah, I give you that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow, those creepy incels.
So speaking of Florida, they have that crazy hurricane Michael come through.
Yeah.
And I checked with my mother and my sister. They're fine. They're like far away from that. They happen at like Panama City, so that's like pretty much way farther from where they are at.
Okay, good.
So most of the time they usually get like the rain and the wind and stuff.
Right.
But they're fine. They're good. They're still annoying me. Love you both. But anyway, yeah. And then it's a crazy thing is that I don't know if you are familiar with the Hurricane Florida guy.
No.
He goes to every hurricane in Florida or wherever it is in the country,
Oh.
and he comes in with his his little
Hip waders.
little shorts with no. He's a white guy. He's hilarious, and he has like long hair, and he goes out there with no shirt, and it was like a death metal air guitar.
Oh my
It's
God!
hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell's he on? Can we get some?
I don't think I want any of that.
Oh, I would love some of that.
Nah, you good. You tell me how it is.
I'm sure he feels invincible.
Apparently, to go in the middle of a hurricane
What a
and
nutjob.
walk out, and people would happily act. I think he has a GoFundMe page too, and people will give him money for it.
What do they give him money for?
I guess to travel, whatever have you. I don't know.
I have a GoFundMe page because my hamster has tendonitis.
Right?
Those GoFundMes are ridiculous.
Exactly. Pay my rent. No,
I know.
Get a
Pay your
job.
own rent.
You piece of shit.
And why do comics ask other comics for money? Everybody knows we don't make any damn money.
Exactly.
And comics donate their birthday for a good cause.
They don't want to do the right thing to make money, but that's for another show. But it's ridiculous. Like, I've seen a couple of those. Oh, I need help paying my rent. Have you thought of working?
Right.
Maybe getting a loan, possibly
Yeah.
public assistance.
Yep.
Hustling.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, God will forgive me later. It is what it is. I don't want to go that route, but that's why I try to do my best to make sure I do things positive and all that stuff like that. Because I was doing, the monthly program, the show at Broadway.
Right.
And it was fun for a while, but it's time to move on.
Yeah.
And
it's fun, but it's not. You don't make that much money. I'm sure even if you make a few dollars, it's not a lot.
And then, I did the stupid thing of, paying my comics.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't do
I
that.
didn't get paid. Wait a second. Hold
You had
on.
a guest spot.
Oh, that was a guest spot?
Yeah. But,
well, I didn't bring anybody either, so.
It doesn't. No one else did either. But that day was kind of crazy, though, because, it seems like everything was jacked up. The trains.
Yeah, the
I had
trains
two
were screwed
comics
up.
coming in from Jersey.
Yeah.
The traffic was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was just basically wasn't meant to happen.
No.
But we both had fun over at Manhattan News
MNN.
Network.
Yeah.
That was my plan B.
Yeah, that was a
And
great show.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
enjoyed
fun.
myself.
Yeah.
As my boy from high school. He's hilarious.
Oh, you know him from school, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the boys' choir at Harlem, but I don't sing anymore.
He was in the boys' choir, too?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. He does not seem... I thought maybe, boxing, wrestling.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
But he's a humble giant. Shout out to Amari DaCosta.
Yeah, thanks
and
for the spot,
Art
Amari.
Heroes Project.
Yeah.
That's my boy. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah.
But I've done this on and off about 10 years, and I realized that. Well, I hope it's just stand up. Like I said, it's not like, oh, I sell drugs and all that stuff like that. But it comes to a point where you gotta take little breaks here and there, otherwise you're gonna bug out, or you're gonna end up like Kanye West, hugging the president and shit,
oh
bugged out
God.
and shit. Yeah.
How mental you got to be to do that? I don't think that would ever happen.
And and it's like, oh, I said there's not one but two assholes in the Oval Office that day, But with him, I just get it. Like I said, I see a man crying for help.
Kanye?
And I don't think he knows how to ask for it, or I believe that he doesn't want to accept that he needs the fact of his help. And this, in my personal opinion, he has never been the same since his mother passed away.
Oh.
I believe that was his rock.
That could
I
be
believe
it.
that was the person that was making sure he was all right.
Yeah.
And I think Kanye didn't give a shit. I mean, not Kanye. Kim doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I just have a point. I mean, people may disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine.
I don't know.
And
he probably trusted his mother, and he probably doesn't trust anyone else or believe anyone else. When you have all that kind of money, people are in your ear, yes, 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 and you to death. You don't know what to believe with people. It's not like you and me, and we have normal friends. You know what I mean? You haven't
met all of my friends.
They attract all these people.
Mostly
that are
normal.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then they're not normal, but they're not trying to get anything from us because we're not rich. These people.
They wouldn't get shit from me if I had it. Sure, you got to work for that.
You know what I mean? They're not giving him the right advice. He should have people telling him to keep his damn mouth shut. There's a lot of celebrities, though, that get, what's wrong with them? I mean, you're rich, just stay out of politics. Nobody cares what a comedian thinks of politics.
Exactly.
Nobody cares what a rapper thinks of politics. Mind your own business. Go vote and leave it at that. Why you got to, you have a career. Leave it at that.
And those are the facts. And the people that get mad at comedians because they talk about politics, but you elected a clown for president. And you really expect me not to talk about it? I don't talk it as crazy as much as everybody else's does. But, it's, you can't not talk about it. You cannot talk about it. He's on every fucking channel. Insane. Like, he was even on Cartoon Network. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
How? How is this possible?
Oh, my God.
I'm like, well, he is a living cartoon, but I understand that.
I can't believe how much money they have. When he said that they avoided paying $500 million in taxes and they only
like
paid
that,
$54 million.
I did see something about that, and I also read something in the news about here in the state of New York is investigating some kind of tax fraud. And I think Mayor de Blasio is part of that. Okay, we all know Mayor de Blasio don't like no Trump, so shout out to him.
But if you pay $54 million in taxes, I think you should get to be the president. I mean, how much does it cost to buy this country exactly? What is the price tag?
Why don't we ask Russia?
I mean, $54 million, that's a lot of dough. I'd want to run some shit too if I was putting $54 million in. I'd be like, give me something.
But it's a $400,000 job.
Yeah.
I'm like, it really isn't about the money. It's the power and the perks.
They make the money from the.
That's all it is.
From the perks,
and then once you finish in office, you're set for life. You don't got to do shit.
Well, look at Bloomberg. I think his wealth multiplied by 15 times. I mean, he was already loaded, but then he got 15. I think it was 15 times. They did an article about it. It was 15 times. He was worth 15 times more when he left than when he came in. So of course he was going to go for that extra term. He was never going to let that go.
Of course, because he's changed the law just for him, just to change it back so nobody else could run.
Oh,
if that isn't a piece of shit,
before
I don't know
that,
who
he
is.
said he was pro-term limits. He was for term limits before he wanted to have the third term. Then he went and he said he took the third term. And
he's pro whatever makes him money.
I know.
Basically, he's always been that, and his nasally, and we always had the joke back in the day. When we was like in the high school, me and my high school friends, we always said that Bloomberg looked like a back of a dick. And it's like,
the back of a dick. Not the good-looking front side.
Apparently
of a dick.
not. And I was like, his head is kind of shaped like a winger and shit like that. And he sounds like he has one in his throat.
Oh my God! And he's from Boston. Why didn't he go screw up Boston? Why did he come to New York and screw us all around? Go to Boston.
I think they would kick the shit out of him. If that was the case.
I wish
Boston
they would.
ain't no joke.
I know Boston doesn't take any
Boston
shit.
Don't fuck around.
They're not all touchy and feely and inclusive like we are in New York.
I don't do anything. I don't do Celtics, Bruins, any of that shit. I don't do fuck Boston and even the New.
Oh, the Red Sox kicked the Yankees' ass a couple days ago.
Yes, yes. I mean, like I'm not used to having playoff baseball because I'm a New York Mets fan. Whatever. And but my thing is this, the Yankees fans, the majority of them, like they just disgusting. Like I think they're on par with like the Dallas Cowboy fans and the New England colonized. I mean the New England Patriots.
The Patriots.
So,
I know.
Yeah.
How can you root for a team that always wins? It's not American. Americans root for the underdog.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I don't know. I'm not a baseball. I can't. Baseball is so damn boring.
I used to play.
How do you stay awake?
I think it's a lot better in person because there's a lot more going on in the stadium.
Yeah.
You got people throwing T-shirts, stuff like that. There might be a fight breaking out because their team is losing.
Right.
They had too much to drink, and they get get ass handed to them by security. That's funny shit to me.
the side action.
So I've been to Citi Field, but I haven't gone to that Palace in the Bronx yet.
Oh, okay.
It's too expensive for me.
Yeah. Oh, somebody took us once. Somebody gave us some tickets and we went to a Yankee game.
Mm-hmm.
But the new one, the new Citi Field is not
beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful. I mean, it kind of reminds me of I've seen pictures of like old Ebbets Field and like Dodger Stadium back in the day. Like that's really cool.
Oh, they tried to keep like a nostalgic type of feel to it.
Like us Mets fans are nostalgic link from our '86 World Series.
Yeah,
we were in the series 2015. We lost, but it is what it is.
Was that it from '86? The next one was 2015.
Well, we didn't win that series. We lost against the Blue Jays for 5 games. Yeah.
But that was the first time you made it in? They made it in since 86?
Well, no, because there was a Subway Series in 2000.
Oh, right.
Where the Yankees won in 5 games.
I remember
that.
Yeah,
and then, it was back and forth bullshit, This is what happens when you have a team that's run by evil Jews. the coupons.
I don't know.
Will
I don't
Pond,
know.
yeah, Will Pond, Fred Will
Oh,
Pond.
yeah, I've heard that
you know,
name. They
but
run the
they were down with Bertie Madoff, so you already know where
Bertie
that comes
Madoff.
out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
exactly what he did, made off with everybody's money.
Well, he paid the price. Both
Exactly.
his kids died.
Well, it's great to have you. And it's good to see
Ends on
you.
a happy note.
And
thank you so much. I had a great time.
So I know you got a show after this. Could you tell the folks where you're going to be at?
Yeah, this weekend I'm at something called She Makes Me Laugh Femme Fest at the Pit at the People's Improv Theater. It's a 2-day festival celebrating women in stand-up and improv, and there's panel discussions and shows all at the People's Improv Theater. So you can get a weekend pass, or you can just come to an individual show. I'm performing tomorrow in the afternoon at the Pit.
Awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, you know you're more than welcome to come back anytime you want.
Thanks so much, Aaron. I love being here. Have a good weekend.
Likewise.
All right.
We're going to be right back. I'm going to take another little break and talk some more shit. I got more guests.
Listen up when I talk. I'm giving you the realest. I'm giving you my heart. This could take you to the dealership. Cop the whip that you wanna. Don't come back with that Honda. Have a whip game so proud, but they looking up when they talking down. Cause you know that they don't approve if you don't let it show. But we got nothing to prove, man. In the streets like we got nothing to lose, man. My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. Don't need at 4 in the morning. Yeah, I'm zoning at 4 in the morning. My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. My homies are rolling.
I just finished bartending and it's 3 a.m. Heard you at the after party with your girlfriends, I like your girlfriends there about the life. Every time I'm in the building, man, there I'm the white girl rockin' up her. Her favorite song is Chingy Director. She got an X-Man like a scissor, but she stick to the script like a actor. I brought some ramen, pineapple to my ting-ting. She said, please keep it quiet, my roommates are sleeping. So I'm quietly creeping under the bed, I'm overachieving. In tango, Shazia, what did I keep? I like him when you spit Portuguese to me. Then I got a text from a man saying, where you at? We got a dip. It's 4 a.m.
My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. Don't need at 4 in the morning. Yeah, I'm zoning at 4 in the morning. My homies are rolling, pushing the whip like it's stolen. At 4 in the morning.
All right, we're back, and we have someone on the phone. She's a very good friend of mine. I've known her a long time. Michele Sanchez.
Yes, I'm here.
How are you, dear?
I am fine. Hopefully it'll stay quiet and there won't be screaming kids going on in the background.
It's all right. We got like 5 people watching the show, so don't worry about it. So,
well, thank you for having me on.
anytime. I'm actually glad to actually have you. You know, I know you're a busy woman. Why don't you tell everybody a little about what you do and what's your field of work?
Yes. I am the executive director and founder of Spectrum Warriors, Inc. We are a nonprofit that provides support to families who have autistic kids and adults, even in their families. Oh my gosh, what's with all that feedback?
Awesome. Also, we also brought my good man from high school, Mr. Jeffrey Frazier. Jeffrey, welcome to the show, my friend.
How you doing, Aaron?
Right.
Thank
How's
you for
everything?
having me.
I multitask. Yes. So, for people who are not familiar with the autistic community, could you tell us a little bit about that and what is your what is your vision? What is your purpose for this organization? Have you?
Right. Well, according to the CDC, the statistics are now 1 in 59 are being diagnosed as being on the autistic spectrum. And it's not, I cannot stress enough, it is not a behavioral issue, it's developmental. We have parent support meetings. I'm going to take a moment to plug that in right quick. Second Tuesday of every month, we meet on 150th Street. There's a church over there. The City Tabernacle Seventh-day Adventist Church. We have meetings from 5:30 to 7 over there, and we also secured a second location on 134th Street in the West Side, the Kennedy Center, on Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. So we do parent support meetings. We also do resource sharing. I have guest speakers come in. I am anticipating special education attorneys to come to our next meeting. Don't quote me on it. It'll be either the next one or the one after.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
We are also working heavily with NYPD. Mm-hmm. And we have
my favorite gang.
You're great.
Huh?
Awesome.
My favorite gang.
Listen, the guys and women in blue have been phenomenal.
You know I'm fucking with you. Come on now. This is Aaron Smith Can't
You know
Lose.
I've been busting my behind to make things happen for the community, right?
Right.
So,
yes.
Aaron, I expect to see you on Saturday, the 27th, between 1 and 3 p.m., because at Kennedy Center on 134th Street, we are going to have a trunk or treat. Because my population of kiddos, they can't get to enjoy Halloween trick-or-treating the same way that a neurotypical child can. So we're kind of bringing Halloween just a little bit early to them. So
that's awesome.
That's actually great for them.
It's like a nice safe environment. I'm actually familiar with Kenny. Sorry to cut you off. I'm actually familiar with Kenny. I used to go to summer camp there back in the day when I was a young lad, and I buy my weed in front of there. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my God!
But no, he's more further up on the corner of Linux. But anyway,
Ay, Dios mío.
yeah, Spectrum Warriors. You actually have 2 children in the spectrum. Am I correct?
Yes, I do. My 9-year-old and my 6-year-old.
Yes. They're very sweet and very full of life. I remember the last time seeing them, they jumped right to me.
They are larger than life with their personalities, and they're very opposite. It's a spectrum, right? So they're completely different from each other. So what sets one off will set the other one off. But then because of the differences, they kind of end up triggering each other, which is a fun time. Let me tell you. You see me walking down the block with them.
I remember. I didn't think they were remembering me, but they both jumped to me like I was like, "Oh shit, okay, kids, hey, what's up?" Yeah, But,
but
it's been a long time since I've seen them and you. Yeah, no, that was awesome.
One of the amazing things about a lot of the kids and the adults. It's like they don't need to see your face all the time. They don't need to make constant eye contact, right? They could just scan your face, and they'll remember what you look like.
Like little computers.
They will remember you. They'll remember the experience they had with you. They'll remember the way you made them feel, the vibe you gave them, the way you smelled, something that you were wearing, which is another point that I bring up with the officers. Like, the positive experience stays with them.
Right.
And like I said, the guys and the women, they've been phenomenal. Shout out to the 32nd Precinct, the 30th, the 28th, the 23rd. They are awesome. Shout out to everybody down at 1PP because they've been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good to see cops doing their job. So you got to give them their props.
1PP, I've been there on the other side of the fence. So I will not be shouting them out. But, like I said, all differences aside, there are some good cops out there and they are doing their job.
That's great.
I wish we had more of them. You're doing great stuff, and I'm very proud of you. You're very awesome. Like I said, you've been my friend
From
for
humble beginnings,
a
right?
long
You remember when
time.
I was doing like the IEP and coffee in the morning?
Exactly. It was just
And then like
you and the kids.
impromptu parent meetings over at a Dunkin' Donuts. And now look, we have 2 locations, possibly a third coming up, because East Harlem, they want it. And, you know, we participate in Disability Pride every year. We got a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully I'll be able to get together at Town Hall where we can have the officers come in and have that open discussion with the parents and the community. Like, just find a nice big space and just make it happen.
That is freaking awesome. Sound like you ready to run for office.
Vote Sanchez.
You already know I would. We already had the conversation privately, so it's pretty much on you. You know, like I said, I'll be your I'll be your Sarah Huckabee Sanders. It's just that both my eyes I can see like correctly. You know, I don't have
to.
I don't have
there are quite a few.
I don't have the Forrest Whitaker eye going.
I'm not going to give names, but there are a few people who I have managed to annoy when they try to like come at me with their vote for me, and I'm like, well, what are you doing for my population?
Not a goddamn thing.
You know.
I mean,
it's near and dear to me, but it became bigger than me and bigger than my kid when I had my first kiddo's diagnosis. Before he was even out of pre-K, the teacher was like, well, you did a great job, so here, go to this parent with the meeting. I had no clue what the hell I was doing. I mean, over the couple of years, I've gotten my credentials. I've gotten an international certification for autism, and I bust my butt for my families. I meet your kid, and your kid is now my child, so I'm going to take it personal.
I dig that, definitely.
Perhaps a little too personal, where I go on this like rampage trying to get things right, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Well, exactly, and sometimes a good anger, a good rage can to give you progress and give you change. And that's why I was talking about Lisa Harmon, who was on the show. Shout out to Lisa for coming out earlier and basically saying that if these people are gonna vote for shit and protest and all that stuff, make that anger mean something, make that change mean something. Let it like just don't pussyfoot because it's just a thing to do.
About anger, I mean, I've been working, collaborating and working with NYPD for just over a year now. Has it been about right, Aaron? Because you should know, you were there when I went off on my rampage. But,
yeah, I think I had to hold you back.
And that was like from parents sending me like the videos, the body cam videos of the officers and the encounters with the kids of my population. And I got angry, but then I sat there and I kept playing the video back, right? And I kept playing it back. And there's one in particular that really got to me. It was I think it was in Florida, and the caregiver was saying, no, he was just stimming. And the officer turned around and asked, well, what's that? Is that a drug? They don't know.
Right.
They legitimately don't know. I can't hold you accountable if you don't know. And I'm sure if you did know, you'd want to do better. And the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, look at everything that's going on. They're really trying. They're giving 110%. They come to the meetings, and again, shout out to the 23rd Precinct. They came September 11th to our meeting, all the way from East Harlem up to 150th Street. And as soon as they walked in, they turned down their radios. They got down to the level of the kids. It was amazing.
That's great. Well, like I said, big ups to them. Like I said, NYPD, my favorite gang. Like I said, the Bloods, Crips, Lad Kings, they ain't got shit on the NYPD, man. I said maybe Congress is the bigger gang, but that's about it. But. Like I said, you're doing big things. You're doing shout outs. So where could the good people get some more information about your organization and what you guys do and stuff like that?
Follow us on Twitter, Spectrum Warriors. Find us on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Look for me. You can't miss me. I have everything public. Michele Sanchez-Stierheim on Facebook. And through there, you can get my phone number. You can text me. You can email me. I definitely will get back to you. Please come to the parent meetings, even if you're just an aunt. I have grandparents who come to the meeting. It's really amazing. Every now and then we get, the officers pop in, and they want to meet the families, and they want to be able to understand, because, see, this is so many levels and layers to it, because a lot of times cops get called from the school. The school doesn't want to deal with certain behaviors, or they just don't know how to manage it, and they call 911. And then what happens? The officers show up and they're told,
but aren't there school
emotionally
safety
distressed.
officers?
What is happening? Aren't they supposed to be trained in situations like that in the education system?
That's ridiculous. I guess that's another show
When they
for
get-
another
when they
time.
get
That's
phone calls,
crazy.
you
We
know,
need
they,
to-
they
yeah, I would like to be
respond
there
in,
to talk
in
about
the
that.
way that the call is
Definitely,
made.
definitely.
I know because my own son, a few years ago, had 911 called on him while he was on the school bus. And the bus driver and the matron, they knew that he's autistic. And that was a meltdown, but they still reported him as EDP.
I think they just do that for paperwork because they're lazy and they don't want to do stuff like, like real fucking work. But I thought there were school safety officers and they didn't want to do shit. But we're going to have to go to the next segment. So I definitely want to have you on again, possibly next week if you're free. But if not, we definitely want to have you back. And
October 27th from 1 to 3 at Kennedy Center, West 134th Street. Bring the kids.
Trunk or
little,
treat.
big,
Trunk or treat.
Doesn't
Trunk or
matter to me.
treat. That's great.
Huh?
All right. Yes,
And
definitely. Trunk
no
or treat.
charge to the parents.
I
at
will
all.
definitely be there. I have a sweet
Awesome.
tooth. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Michele.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Have a blessed one.
You too. Michele Sanchez-Stierheim, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here with my boy Jeffrey Frazier. What's good,
What's
homeboy?
going on, man?
How you doing?
Everything's good, man. I'm happy to be on your show. This is great. This is my first radio show, so I'm ready to have a good time. We can talk about whatever.
Of course, this is Aaron Smith Can't Lose. That's the reason why I named it that. I really don't care. I mean, I will give them enough to let them know that I ain't playing. But you gotta save a little, just a little.
Yeah, I understand.
Just in case.
I'm in a point in my life where I have don't give any fucks anymore. I don't care.
You never did though.
Yeah, but now it's at a point. It's like, why? Fuck it. Do you see what's going on? I'm just right now. I'm just been playing that Final Fantasy VII on PS4 HD edition just to keep my mind focused because it's just bad out here. Just to find a job, I got laid off with the New York State Department of Civil Service, and the only way that they telling me to get back at the job is I need to acquire for a disability. It's why does it a black man needs to get a disability for him to people to feel sorry for him? That's bullshit.
Well, they're always trying to throw something in front of minorities, especially African American and Spanish people. And it's always some nonsense. So you already know.
Yeah,
but whatever resources I have, you definitely know I'm gonna throw those your way.
Yeah, and it's funny because I feel like they want to put us all in disabilities because they want to put us in disabilities or put us in jail because they want to take away our right to bear arms. To fight back.
Second
What I'm
Amendment.
saying? Second Amendment. Yeah, it's funny. It's like the liberals and the conservatives is taking turns fucking the black community over. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man. But we can talk about what do you want to talk about, man?
Whatever, man. I mean, earlier me and Lisa were touching base on now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh and you and my favorite person, Mr. Kanye West. So, or as I prefer him to call him, Mr. Kanye West.
Yeah, he has a fashion statement I call boule chic right now. That's what I'm calling. Fuck him.
Like I said, there's a difference between house niggas and field niggas, and apparently he made his choice. So that's all I'm saying.
He did make his choice, but. See, speaking of Mike Kavanaugh, we could really talk about this Me Too movement. These white women.
It's definitely scary, but a hilarious way of being a man right now. Because quite honestly, this was always in the mix. This was always somewhere in the air. It's just that somebody had to bring it down to sea level, pretty much. And like I said, I do not. Basically, if you're going to come out and you're going to speak out, I commend that. Like I said, there is no way, no how that any man should force himself on any woman. Period.
And vice versa.
Exactly. And like I said, it has to be equal. because there are women who have power, and there are people that make sure that they get away with bullshit too.
Oh yeah,
and that needs to be discussed as well. If you want to do a me too, I think we do a we too, because like like straight up, like men are getting assaulted and stuff like that. But in this society, it seems to like if something happens to you like that, if you're a guy, you a punk, you a little bitch, just that dirt on
and
kind of crap.
To be fair, certain feminists are saying that, like, don't call a man a punk and a bitch because he's like, how you're a man, how can you allow yourself to be sexually assaulted? But like, you got to understand, like, this guy, what's his name, one of my favorite actors, the muscle bound guy that was
Terry
on that
Crews.
Terry Crews is like, he got all these muscles and he's strong, but you got a white man that just grabbed him by the dick, like did the reverse of what President Trump did to the woman, just he squeezed on his genitalia real quick, and he's afraid to say something because he's this big black guy, and if he would have beat the shit out of him, his career is over.
Basically.
And what happened with Terry Crews is now he's not going to be in Expendables 5. They told him, like, listen, if you just keep quiet about it, you're going to be in Expendables 5. He said no. Now he's not going to be in the Sylvester Stallone movie. That sucks, man. That's bad BI. But here's the thing. Another thing, we got to talk about the racial dynamic of it, because it's bullshit. Like, why is it that Mike Kavanaugh, and the minute that Mike Kavanaugh got off, Harvey Weinstein beat a couple of his charges.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. Well, you know how you I think you pretty much and I know what really going down, and I'm not condoning what Bill Cosby did either. No. But honestly, if that's the case, they should be all in the same boat. Yeah, because they all did the same exact so pretty much the same thing.
Mike Kavanaugh did is the virtually
Brett Kavanaugh, it doesn't matter.
Mike,
but yeah.
Brett, whatever.
George
W. Bush, George
right?
Bush.
Yeah,
but what happened to Mr. Kavanaugh? He likes his beer just as much as we do. We drinking beer. I like beer because I'm cool.
Yeah,
anyway.
But you and me, we drink beer and we're too fucked up. We go home. We don't go and fucking force ourselves on women. Like, come on now.
Them down. Like,
exactly.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's like Mike Kavanaugh. He got accused the same thing and he gets a pass, but Bill Cosby is in jail. That's hypocrisy. And another thing that a lot of these dudes in hip hop is doing, which is crazy. Okay, these dudes in hip hop, what they're doing is that they're now joining the hashtag Me Too movement to basically hide the fact that they did some dirt themselves.
Well, as I know, is that if some people want to step over somebody to make sure they shit is good, they gonna do it. It doesn't regardless if they black, white, or polka dot. That's just unfortunately.
But if they don't understand
that's unfortunately
that
how it
black,
is.
They're black, and it's the same thing with Kanye West. You start tap dancing for these white liberal women, and then they're gonna get you before they get the guy that you're trying to accuse.
Oh, that's for damn sure. But
bus.
He's not playing for that team. He's playing for the orange team.
Yeah, he's playing for the orange team, but racism is racism. Like,
this is for sure. I mean, if you really think about it, let's get back to the 2016 election. That was blatant racism, because you had a African American man who had 2 back-to-back terms as president, and there's a lot of people in this country that didn't like that.
Yeah,
and
he won in an electoral college landslide.
Their backlash, well, the electoral college, I need to think that shit needs to go, because quite honestly, if you have a popular vote and you won that popular vote, you should be president. Electoral college is a crock of shit, and quite honestly, it needs to be abolished. It needs to be.
Our country was never a democracy. They never wanted our country to be a democracy. It was always a democratic republic. And the reason why the concept of the electoral college, because the American power structure believes that people are dumb and people are not good enough.
It goes back to slavery.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, if you historically, the historic college, especially in the deep South and the red states, have always voted that side. Period.
Racism, no matter what side this is on. There was a time when the Republicans was cool, and the Democrats was racist. Now it's reversed.
Yeah, they
it's
switched.
like
They switched sides. I actually think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that the Republican Party was the first party that I think Frederick Douglass was a part of.
Yes, Frederick Douglass was a part of that party. Abraham Lincoln was a part of that party. Historically, the Republicans has always been progressive in the beginning. Even Thomas Jefferson, who was the biggest hypocrite in the world, TJ, he also wanted to end his slavery. He probably wanted to end his slavery so he can keep banging his girlfriend, black
pretty
girlfriend.
much, Sally Jennings, right? And
Yeah.
he got a pool on 116th and First Avenue. Ain't that some shit? We got a caller. I believe this is Mindy. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Aaron. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hey, Mindy,
how
what's
are you?
going on?
All right. I was listening to both of you having a very intelligent conversation.
Well, we try to do that even when we are intoxicated. Yes.
Booze.
Well, I fit right in. I have my glass of wine right here.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I didn't get to hear the beginning of your show, but I do want to say that there are loads of parallels with sexism and racism. They're both ways of keeping a large part of the population down so a few can stand on their backs.
For sure.
And, slavery was free labor, so is housewifing.
I definitely agree with that shit.
There's a whole lot. And the whole thing of a
housewifing
woman
is a
taking
form of
on
slavery.
a man's name is like all the slaves that were named Washington or Lincoln or whatever,
Right.
There's so many parallels. But anyway, as far as the Me Too and who's afraid and who it's a scary time for, I wonder, do men really fear that women are going to treat them the way they've treated us?
I do.
You damn.
that's where
I'm
the
gonna be
fear is.
honest.
I do.
I'm
in a monogamous relationship for over 5 years. So, but I do worry for people, especially friends of mine who are single and who are dating and in this era that have to think twice before actually doing something. It's not like they don't have common sense, but it's the fact that they can do anything, and next thing you know, there's a lady that might say something that's untrue about them. That's what I fear.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, most women who are sane do not want to get famous for being a rape victim. I'm not saying it's 100%. There's always been a small percent who lie, and those are tragic circumstances. I'm not blind, and it was just recently that Emmett Till's accuser admitted she lied.
Oh yeah, well, she needs to go under the jail.
Who's that?
Goddamn.
I'm not.
Oh, the
I'm
Emmett
not,
Till lady.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I'm not
I mean, if they're going to
blind
convict
and-
Bill Cosby, they need to get that bitch.
Oh,
for
quickly.
real. Like you
Okay,
said, you want to go back
But
in history.
other than that small percent, most women don't lie, and I think it's forever been scary for women to go on a date, to be in a locked car with a man that she's just getting to know.
Right.
I mean, that's where the fear is. I mean, I don't know that men are really afraid that we're going to take away their Viagra rights. I don't think that they should be afraid that we're going to bomb clinics that deal with erectile dysfunction. I mean, even if there are people who say maybe that happens at a certain age because God,
I guess so, but if that's the
doesn't
case,
want them to keep fucking. But
if that's
they
the
came
case,
up with Viagra. We are not in the mindset of deciding that it's our right to decide what they could do to themselves medically. But
Right.
they do feel they have the power over us. We raise these motherfuckers. We teach them to wipe their ass.
Right.
And then they decide they should legislate what could happen in my vagina?
well,
That's
unfortunately,
crazy.
the Republicans still live in the 1950s,
Absolutely.
and their problem is that they don't want to get with the times. That's my issue I have with
And
them.
we have to talk about the fact that we have these double agent women and these double agent Beckys that defend these creeps,
Well,
They
I mean,
cooperate, and I call them double agent Beckys because the reason why they still protecting the men because they're still trying to cape for their white privilege. That's another part of it. And
That's
then,
right. It all is interwoven.
Yeah, and
we should not be fighting each other. Everyone has the right to feel safe, and it's a hard thing to accomplish because the human race can be so violent.
This is true. I mean, this country was founded on violence, honestly.
Men are not getting their asses grabbed on the street. I
don't know about that. I mean, me personally, like this one girl, like I said, it was a while ago. I was in the street, and then like she walked up and she's like smacked me on my ass. I'm like, nice ass. Like I didn't know what to be offended or scared or turned on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
it's disrespectful. Like, it's disrespectful of your private space. That's your body. She doesn't know you.
Don't touch my ass. I don't know you.
Exactly. So what else is she going to do? Is she going to pull a gun? How crazy is she?
Well, I didn't go that far.
That's what I go through every day when I go to the store. So when these men say they're afraid, I'm like, don't worry. If we impregnate you, we'll let you go get your abortion. Don't worry. We'll let you have your birth control. We're not doing that to your lives. Men are free to lay under a car and never think about sexual assault. They are fixing their car, worrying about their tools. They're not worrying about their safety. I wouldn't lay under a car in the street. I'd be too scared.
Well, I have to disagree with you on that because there are a certain amount of men, including myself, that do have that in the back of our heads that things can happen because no one is invisible. Male or female.
That's true. But most of the time, you're not afraid of my gender. Most of the time. Let's not bend
there are some females that, you know, I do raise an eyebrow to. And like I said, I was raised to have respect. But my thing is this. My issue is that there is a very small percentage of females that love to attack men. It may not be physically, but it's definitely mentally. And it's especially verbally. And there's a lot of gentlemen that don't know how to understand how to handle that. And because, unfortunately, in our society, because of how men are supposed to be all this, you know, macho, tough it up, and all that, suck it up, all kind of crap, that they understand that a lot of men also have, all men have feelings as well. And some seems to hide that because they don't want to be under that assumption that they're quote-unquote soft or a bitch or a punk ass or stuff like that.
And those are the very men who fight feminism when feminism actually wants them to be their whole person, to cry, to love their children, to kid around, to not have to hold their dick in the street because it may fall off. You know?
Well, I know mine's is right where it's supposed to be. So,
and I've never seen you grab it, and that makes you a notch above many.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of men that be grabbing their dicks for no reason.
Well, they probably trying to check if it's still there.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I already know mine's is still there. You know.
Exactly. The more secure you are, the more human you can be.
I mean, quite honestly, it's my third leg, but that's for another show. So. But I understand where you're coming from. I feel you, and we are going to disagree, and that's not a problem.
Well, listen, it's one thing to be scared for your safety and your life, and it's another thing to be scared of losing power. When the civil rights were happening, a lot of white people were petrified because they assumed they'd be treated the way they had treated black people.
They still are scared of losing power. See, though.
And that too, yes.
White people haven't been the same since 9/11.
They really have lost their
They
mind.
have never that really humbled a lot of my Caucasian folks out there, my colonizers. Like, you know, I remember that day vividly because I was at work and I was working in a hardware store on 72nd Street on the Upper West Side, and I saw it on television, and of course my evil Jew of a boss was like, now you're watching history. I'm like, no, motherfucker, this looks like a film, like some action film that's gone bad. Like, what the fuck is going on? This looks like
a bad Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Like, I'm waiting for him, like, get to the chopper. Like, you know,
get to the chopper.
You know, I was a 17-year-old kid, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
This shit look like daylight. That's what it looked
By
like.
the way, is Lisa with you guys?
Nah,
Lisa had to go.
She
has a show. She actually should be on the show right now, but she was here
Get
earlier. We were basically touching base on the whole. Unfortunately, he is now a Supreme Court Justice, Brett Kavanaugh, and we were also talking about my favorite house nigga, Kanye West.
He's like crazy. The front page of the newspaper embarrasses me every day.
Well,
The
yeah.
world must be laughing. What a show we have going on. Oh, my God.
I mean, like, seriously, like, I know he's dealing with mental illness, and being a person who is dealing with a mental illness as well, I can see the signs that he needs help. I was telling that Lisa earlier, and I don't know if he's scared to ask for help or he just doesn't want it. But personally, like I said, there's a lot of people call him Uncle Tom. I call him a house nigga.
It's very hard for a black man to admit mental disabilities, because we have taught to be so strong in front of systematic white supremacy, and there's people in this country who are masochists that actually like to
pretty much
see that. So we always have to keep that in ourselves, black men and black women. So he's actually afraid to even talk about it, and he's with a wife that really doesn't even understand him. I think she loves him.
I'm not too sure about that, because she still suck a Drake's dick.
But here's the thing. That's funny. Here's the thing. She protected him.
He's
he protecting. She is protecting him from that Taylor Swift, who's another double agent. Oh, now she wants to be a Democrat. Double agent Becky. Oh, cynic.
My thing is
now she want to be a Democrat.
What kills me about Taylor Swift is that she all supposedly wants to start a revolution. That's cool and all, but keep a boyfriend for more than 6 months.
Oh, come on, Aaron.
Like, on some real shit. Like, some asshole came up to me. He's like, oh, she's been with a boyfriend for a relationship for 2 years, so have a seat. Man, fuck you. I don't know who you are, and you need to get off my Twitter page with that bullshit, because he's gonna be a fucking hit song soon. So, you know what? Fuck you and fuck her.
Taylor Swift. God. No, the Republicans.
I love to hear your passion, Jeffrey. I was just wondering, the term you came up with, double agent Becky, is hilarious.
Yeah, I said that in an open mic, and there was a couple of feminists that actually laughed at the shit. I'm going to keep that.
I'm surprised. You should have recorded it.
No, I kept that. No, I'm going to keep that.
That's funny. But I wonder, what do you have a name for Omarosa?
Nigga Rosa?
Oh, no, she's a... Nah, she's...
That's another house nigga.
So shit. No, there's actually black women giving her props. Like,
who? Oprah?
No, a couple of black women online on YouTube. They like, oh, you don't know what it's like to be a black woman in corporate America.
Yes, on your knees mostly.
Yeah, her ass is Thomas Jefferson's bedwench. That's who the fuck Omarosa is. She's another double agent. And it pisses me off that Minister Farrakhan and Al Sharpton is actually forgiving her. And you know what?
Well, those are house niggas too.
That's another story. That's
another show.
That's another show.
We're going to need a whole 2 hours for that shit. No, always disrespect. I used to work for Al Sharpton to volunteer. Much power to Al Sharpton, but we all know his role in everything.
That's so controversial.
Like I said, like we like I said, me and Jeffrey know each other for years. This is how we talk. Y'all just more blessed to see this in action. It just is what it is, man. As far as I'm concerned, but I'm sorry, Mindy.
No problem. I'm enjoying this.
But you're part of the conversation too. I don't want to leave you out. But
well,
yeah,
I also wondered, is my voice coming across okay?
I can hear you very loud and clear.
Always sweet and always wonderful and gentle voice.
Who's that?
That's Jeffrey.
It's definitely not me.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey.
Yes, I'm complimenting. Aaron's not going to give you a compliment.
Nah, not really. No. I mean, you got to earn that, like whether you're male or female, like.
No, she's actually.
Nah,
very
Mindy's
nice
all right. Mindy's
she's
cool.
cool.
Like, we butt heads every once in a while, but she's all right.
Oh yeah,
she's one of the rare female comedians in this business that's actually a real genuine person.
Thank you.
There's a lot of
and
people
she's actually funny.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, there's a lot of comics, male and female, that they're so full of shit their eyes are brown. So as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. And I'm not naming names because they would never name me or never put me over. So why the fuck should I? So anyway, Mindy, we're gonna go on another break for a little bit and come back. You want to hang out with us, or you got something to do?
I do have something to do, but this has been so much fun. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome most anytime. Any place where anybody can come check you out. Any shows coming up?
Yes, actually, next Friday night I'm going to be in Brooklyn in HP Comedians Show. Do you know who that is? HP comedian.
I'm not too familiar with it, but why don't you just tell
Is
everybody
that
about it?
Is that the Lovecraft bar? HP Lovecraft?
The author?
Oh,
They
goodness.
name a bar after him?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they have an HP Lovecraft
I
bar.
should
It's
have had
actually
that
good.
information ready. I'm sorry.
It's all right, but you know, people have Google and they have Facebook, so they can definitely look you up. But Mindy, I want to thank you for coming on and putting your input on it. And like I said, you're most welcome anytime.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Likewise. Have a good weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. I'm going to pay a couple of bills. This is Aaron L. Smith on the Flow Empire Network.
Just in case you ain't know, let me get more familiar. Just trying to spread love, you know that hate could kill ya. I'm trying to see what's up, let me make one phone call. You know I got all my digits right, and now I need yours. I can be seconds away from just tasting you, taking you down. You can be waking up naked, just looking around. I can be who you've been waiting for, right in your face all along. And I can be the one you're looking for, or I could be wrong. I know you sick of them boys from around the way now. And I know you wanna get away. Let me take you to a place where everything up, everything. Seeing all them boys just like to play now. Baby, I ain't coming here for games. Let me put you on this plane where everything up, but just don't touch my shit, my shit.
Go ahead, let me talk my shit.
My shit.
Oh yeah, my shit.
Yeah.
Little girl, let me talk my shit.
Let me talk my shit.
Baby girl, let me talk my shit.
My shit.
Let me grab my arms like that.
Yeah.
Hey, let me talk my
shit. You could be tanning in the south of France or on beaches in Mexico. Laying this stand with your top of my hand, your bottom is Mexico. Girl, you've been dealing with amateurs, time to get you a professional. I'm cocky, girl, yeah, I know. I love me, I let it show. Flying in an issue for ya, but already bought your paper. Whole world I can show ya. Let me be the one to take ya. They better not come and knocking. We be tryna wake the neighbors. Tell them they sleep tomorrow, or they gon' have to wake up. I know you sick of them boys from around the way now. And I know you wanna get away. Let me take you to a place where everything up, everything. Seeing all them boys just like to play now. Baby, I ain't coming here for games. Let me put you on this plane where everything up, but just don't touch my shit, my shit.
Girl, let me talk my shit.
My shit.
My shit.
Yeah.
Girl, let me talk my shit.
Let me talk my shit.
Girl, let me talk my shit.
My shit.
I'ma grab my nuts like that.
Yeah. Let me talk my shit. You can stay here on the ground if you like, or come on the ride of your life. If we could stay in the clouds, why would we ever come down? Never come down. Why would we ever come down? You know I love it when everything up, just don't touch my shit, my shit.
Girl, let me talk my shit.
My shit.
Like that.
Yeah.
Girl, let me talk my shit.
Let me talk my shit. My shit. Yeah. Let me talk my shit.
I live in hell by the G code. You don't comply, you finito. Or pro catch a play, thread the needle. What's dirty, can't clean out, we legal. Break bread and spread love with my people. Be cool, no bad vibes, keep it peaceful. Beware them snakes, they deceitful. No hate, I don't hear, speak evil. I've been front line since I jumped off the porch. Grind got no chill, so the streets stay on scorch. Root of all evil, cash rules, no remorse. Struggle is real, no risk, no reward. Hustle, ambition, no grind, no glory. Seen it all, live it, based on a true story. We out your blue lights around coming for me. No fabrication, trillness mandatory. Fakers a mockery, deal with them properly. Westside camaraderie, built a monopoly. Mission and plot to be cashing like lottery. Quick to be shockingly solid, shit rock with me. Mix up relentless, pursuing this dope. 365 plotting how to get more. Duck off and stroke pillow talking, no note. What's understood don't explain, say no more. I live and die by the G code. You don't comply, you finito. Or pro catch a play, thread the needle. What's dirty can't clean out, we legal. Break bread and spread love with my people. Be cool, no bad vibes, keep it peaceful. Beware of them snakes, they deceitful. No hate, I don't hear, speak evil. I live and die by the G code. You don't comply, you finito. Or pro catch a play, thread the needle. What's dirty can't clean out, we legal. Break bread and spread love with my people. Be cool, no bad vibes, keep it peaceful. Beware of them snakes, they deceitful. No hate, I don't hear, speak evil. Could've fell back, a lot of losses been suffered. Pick up the pieces, shake back and recovered. Stay down despite the emergence of suckers. Built for the pressure, can't damage my structure. Solid foundation, stand strong for my falling. No love for those that put them in coffins. Westcast GB is the movement we all in. Progress of process, the jackpot is ballin'. Winning's a must for me, grinding no luck for me. Been through it all, the come up was rough for me. Payback is lovely, you come through the clutch for me. Suckers don't fuck with me, call out they fuckery. Label you rap, we do not fuck with that. Your money no good, we ain't serving you jack. Fuck out our face, cross the line, can't come back. Talk everything, but they don't talk that. I live and die by the G code. You don't comply, you finito. Or pro catch a play, thread the needle. What's dirty, can't clean out, we legal. Break bread and spread love with my people. Be cool, no bad vibes, keep it peaceful. Beware of them snakes, they deceitful. No hate, I don't hear, speak evil. I live and die by the G code. You don't comply, you finito. Or pro catch a play, thread the needle. What's dirty, can't clean out, we legal. Break bread and spread love with my people. Be cool, no bad vibes, keep it peaceful. Beware of them snakes, they deceitful. No hate, I don't hear, speak evil.
All right, we're back. Mindy's always drunk. Even when she's not drunk, she's drunk. But big shout out to Mindy from the Bronx. Great lady, great comment.
Yeah, the Bronx is such a shitty borough. I hate it. I love the Bronx, but it's so shitty.
Where are you at again? In there?
I'm originally from Gun Hill Road.
Oh, shit.
Originally.
Brat, brat.
Exactly. I'm originally from Gun Hill Road. I lived in between Bainbridge and Marion on 196th Street over there
with that area.
And then now I live over in Pelham Parkway. Do you know what it is to live in the projects in a nice neighborhood?
No. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, it's like having a herpes wart on a very clean pussy. That's what it is. It's like it sticks out like a store thumb. It's very nasty. I live across the street from a goddamn synagogue, like right across the street. Everything else is nice, but my projects. My elevators smell like piss. I have roaches. What the fuck?
I mean, I used to visit my great grandmother when she was alive, and she lived in Stinking Lincoln projects, and the piss smell, sometimes a shit smell.
The Lincoln Press, that's South. That's South Bronx.
Yeah, it's the worst. And but I still have another great grandmother who lives opposite building, and she's 93 years old and she's still kicking ass.
But here's the thing about the projects: if you able to utilize the projects, you can get out. That there was a situation.
Oh, I applied to NYCHA. I'm still waiting.
Let me tell you something. There's a situation where my Aunt Claudette was able to get a project apartment in Butler Houses. Now, Butler Houses is one of the worst projects in the Bronx. It's over there at Webster Avenue, 170th Street.
Well, anything on Webster Avenue is definitely not
good. Here's the thing, though. This shit is so infamous that Joey Diaz on the Joe Rogan podcast talk about that's the place where you can get the good-ass weed, and you're right.
I'm pretty sure of that.
That's good weed, but here's the thing. My aunt was an LPN, and she was able to save money and was able to move over to the Poconos. So that's a smart move. Now she lives in Gainsborough, PA in the Poconos in a nice ass house.
That's what's up. I mean, everything's a process and all that stuff like that. I mean, I'm from Harlem, originally from Harlem. I've been there all my life. I mean, the only time I've been outside of Harlem is when I met the unfortunate extradition to Queens and married my ex-wife. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I knew you was married.
We're gonna touch very briefly on this. Yes, Mom. I'll call you later. But anyway, love you, Mom. I know you're watching. But the thing is, like I was telling Lisa earlier, that we got into it too quickly. And now, if I knew what I knew now, back then, I probably wouldn't have. I mean, I probably would have dated her a little bit longer and figure out a little bit more, but everything's a life lesson, and you learn from shit. And I remember one time the bitch was stalking me and my friends, talking about where I am, where I'm at, what I'm doing, how am I, and all this kind of shit. But I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't I scum of the earth? Last time you saw me, what the fuck?
She's stalking you?
She was stalking my Facebook page. And she was stalking my friend's Facebook page and still calling me and hacking it. And not hacking, but hounding him, all kind of shit. And then my grandparents still talk to her. I'm like, what the fuck? Whose side are you on? Really? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, the grandparents, because that's, but that's the thing. She is
a bitch.
I don't know her.
I know her.
I don't know her.
I know her.
I'm not going to call her a bitch.
I haven't spoken to her in 5 years. I wish her well. I hope everything is right with her. But as far as I'm concerned, I moved the fuck on. I'm with a beautiful girlfriend.
Yeah, I met her.
Lovely
She's
lips, beautiful, nice stuff. She's very, very sweet. She's smart as a fucking whip, and
she's very attractive.
She's awesome.
She's very attractive.
And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, it was a life lesson. And I was very angry, very bitter, years ago. But now, I smoke too much weed to be angry. I really don't care.
Jesus.
I
don't know what that means. I got to keep my blood clean so I can get a job.
Man, there's drug tests for that.
Fuck these drugs, fucking bullshit ass
man, get some vinegar and some water and shit.
I ain't doing all that shit.
Fuck
but
all
I
that
got
shit,
family
bro.
members that be using each other's piss and shit. Fuck
Ew.
out of it. Yeah, they be let me use your piss so I can pass this drug test.
What kind of redneck ass backwards shit is that? You got some Gunthers and some Jethros in your fucking shit? What the fuck?
I got family from Durham, North Carolina, from the South. Be like,
Say
let
no more.
me use your piss to pass this drug test.
Fuck out of here.
Stupid.
And then what?
Let me use your piss. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit?
What kind of R. Kelly shit is that? I'm sorry. He pisses on people. He doesn't get pissed.
He pisses on.
Yeah.
Sweet, my fucking Project Elevator smells like a R. Kelly sex tape. That's what it smells like. So much piss.
Oh, yeah. But, R. Kelly better watch out because he next.
Oh, they trying to get him out of here, and his wife is snitching on him. But everybody's looking
He's
at
married?
your wife. He had a wife.
Get the fuck out of
You
here.
didn't know that?
No.
She's on The View. She's a gorgeous woman, too.
Is she over 18?
Yes, she is. She's a grown-ass
I'm
woman.
surprised. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think she's his handler, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
Yeah,
just like Camille was Bill's
She's
handler.
the man. She's
Exactly.
the madam. She
And
was.
I don't care what anybody says. Camille knew about that shit.
Of course, Camille knew about that
so
shit.
don't give me that.
It's the money. And even Richard Pryor's wife called her out there. Camille knew. She knew.
Of course she knew.
Let me tell you something.
She probably set the shit up.
Richard Pryor's wife better keep your mouth shut before the hashtag Me Too uncover some Richard Pryor shit too.
Well,
let's talk about that.
We'll talk about that next week. But
shit.
Well, I mean, fuck it. I don't care what.
Everybody's gonna get called down on that shit.
I mean, personally, whatever happened, or what has happened, that was his life and all that stuff. That is the reason why I know personally myself and a lot of people are in this business because of him. Because he is the GOAT in my opinion.
Richard Pryor is the greatest. Richard Pryor and George Carlin to me are the greatest comedians that ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. The thing about Bill Cosby, he's your comedian's favorite comedian. I was watching the Johnny Carson show, and they had YouTube. There's a video, Johnny Carson show, and they had Richard Pryor and George Carlin there. Richard Pryor just did the set. And George Carlin and Richard was talking. He was like, when we was younger, We used to go to the comedy clubs and watch Bill. This is George and Richard. Jerry Seinfeld said that Bob Hope, who's like one of the greatest white comedians that ever lived.
Oh yeah, shout out
he
to Bill.
said that the greatest.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
He said that the greatest comedian he's ever heard is Bill Cosby, and I find it very interesting that Jerry Seinfeld is still defending him. And Jerry Seinfeld really likes the art of comedy and really respects it, even if you don't think it's funny. Like,
well, he's not funny to me personally.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
when
I
was younger, I didn't care much about Seinfeld, but when I got older and I started getting smarter, I started looking at his show. I was like, this show is phenomenal. Like, you saw his show?
I mean, if you really sit down and think about it, I mean, me personally, I never understood the plot line to Seinfeld episode, but it is a show about nothing. It's literally, but
it
like,
is about nothing.
It was beautifully written. I give you that, but like that dry, really like silly, like white humor. I mean, personally, it's not for me, but more power to you. But me personally, I prefer Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Kirby, but it's the same writer that wrote Seinfeld.
Yeah, but it's pretty much him, though.
It's him. It's not just Jerry. But the funny thing,
I cracked the joke. I'm sorry to cut you off. I cracked the joke that I said, I'm the black version of Larry David, minus the money and the fame, because I get all kind of crazy shit happen in my ass. You already know that.
Yeah, man.
Ridiculous.
I've had some crazy shit happen to me, man. It's crazy. Now the funny thing is, though,
all right. Sorry to cut you off, Mr. Jeffrey Frazier. We have another call. I believe this is my man, Michael Forrester. What's good, homie?
Hello, Michael.
Oh, chilling, man. What's good?
God, hanging out, sipping on beers. It's Friday night, talking shit. You know how I do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I talked to you. How you doing? How's everything?
Well, maintaining, man. Just doing my thing.
I feel you.
Life stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, life sucks, but we make the best of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right, so we were just talking about, I briefed on the show. I don't know if you were tuning in or anything like that. Doesn't matter. But what's your opinion on Mr. Kanye West? Exactly.
Come on. I want to hear this.
All right. Let me put it to you this way. A year after Kanye's mom died, I stopped paying attention to him.
That's exactly what I said to the lady last night. Earlier.
He was off the rails.
Right.
So I stopped paying attention to him. He did all his crazy stuff. He was talking crazy. He was selling bumware and saying it was high
homeless
fashion.
gear, yeah.
He was doing all the craziness.
For sure. For like $300, $500. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
$500 for
whatever
some
you
shit.
smoking, you need to stop.
We
like,
ain't
seriously.
paying for that shit. And the funny thing is, like,
he sold Hunger Games clothing and saying, $800.
That's about right.
Mad Max fashion statement.
But like I said, I don't know if you saw it, but we're friends on Facebook and we're friends in real life. But anyway, yeah, I've had to like basically, tell people like, listen, if you want to be a Kanye fan, that's fine. Just leave me out of it because I can't fix stupid. That can't be repaired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
The whole, like, I get it, he has fans and cool, no problem. But like I'm saying, with him is me personally, I'm like, Negro, sit down, take your medicine and go to sleep.
I had a conversation earlier today. Me and a bunch of dudes, we were talking online about this. And here's the thing. Kanye's not a representative of all black people. He's not.
You right about that.
And, the reality is that the more attention he gets, just like 45, the more attention you give him, is the more he acts the fool.
Oh, yeah, that's why they're best buddies.
They thrive on that.
Of course.
And he's dying for attention. He is. I mean, he's living under those harpies, the Kardashians.
Yeah, the Thought-Dashians,
So-
yes. Yes.
He's living under that.
Mom is the number one hoe. But go ahead.
So yeah, he's in a sunken place. He's lost, whatever it is, and that's him. That's his life. Let him enjoy it.
I need to figure out why he's going to the other side, because I've heard rumors that there's things behind the scenes, like his relationship with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, let's keep it real. I heard Jay-Z, according to the rumors, is very Machiavellian, and he be getting into beefs and he be fucking people over. So I would like to find out, even though I don't disagree with Kanye. If you know the history of Jay-Z, he kinda is he done some grimy shit. So,
well, like I
know
mean,
what?
yeah, I give you that.
Jay-Z's a billionaire. You don't get there by being nice.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you have to be cutthroat, especially in the music business. I mean, Diddy, he's another one. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the way you gonna make money, that's on you. Like I'm not gonna shit on hate anybody. I mean, I agree with how you made it, but that's your business. I mean, like, you ain't giving me none, so why should I give a fuck?
Basically.
But
ultimately, I boil it down to this: Kanye ain't my family. I ain't close to him. I don't know the dude personally. He's doing whatever he's doing, whether he's step and fetch it, or he's lost because he's off his meds, or he's running around trying to make himself feel important because he's, whatever the case may be, that's his life.
Exactly. But my problem, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. But my problem is, like, we giving the attention to the wrong people, like Kanye, Trump. These cartoon, these live action cartoon characters, as I call them. And me personally, I mean, I'm like over it, especially in the comedy business, because there's a lot of comedians that just make that their whole act. And personally, I'm like, you're just too fucking lazy to fucking write something and actually, do something that actually might be funny, because, I think it's just like a laziness to, like, just talk about him all the time. But it's like, you really can't escape him because he was on every channel. I was joking earlier. I said, I saw this nigga on the Cartoon Network. But I'm like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's everywhere. And that's part of the problem. Everybody is over-focused on the worst possible things. And the train wreck. Humanity loves train wrecks. Americans in particular love train wrecks.
Yeah, and let's keep it real. I don't like how the white liberal, these white liberals that's attacking him, I don't like them either. They're not...
they're just as bad.
Yeah, they're just as bad. The way that, you're saying that you don't like Kanye, but you're still putting him on the show and you have him making his speeches because you need the ratings.
You talking about Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, y'all don't fool me.
Well, I mean, you and I were wrestling fans back in the 90s, and you remember Eric Bischoff, and he was a big part of WCW.
Yes, the
and
great
he also
Eric
came
Bischoff.
out with a book called Controversy Creates Cash, and that logic is somewhat correct, because it doesn't matter how fucked you are up to a certain group of people, you're still going to make money off of them.
Yeah, and the funny thing, these guys in the WWE, we like wrestling, but they're some great businessmen. Like Eric Bischoff, I need to read that book because it's interesting.
Yeah, for real, for sure. So, Michael, why don't you just anything you wanted to talk about, anything you wanted to discuss? This Aaron Smith can't lose, so you could pretty much speak your mind, bro.
Just the subject at hand is more than enough, in all honesty. I mean, my 2 cents on it is basically, you stop giving them attention, you stop giving them power.
I totally dig that. And,
you're
absolutely right.
Me personally, I don't get caught up in that stuff.
Well, I've known you for years. You rarely. I'm sorry, not rarely. You don't give a shit about stuff like that. So I know. Man, we're just talking trash and stuff like that. So I don't know if your whole opinion on this whole Me Too movement. So anything you like to talk about on that?
Me Too. It's interesting, but like anything else, like every other movement and group and organization and ideal, when it gets enough steam, it starts banging around in the tracks. It starts getting crazy. And it gets co-opted by the worst possible people for their own agendas.
Correct.
So Me Too started off with great intentions, and it's holding fort, and that's great that, stuff is coming to light. People are being held accountable. But then you see certain aspects of it rear its ugly head, where it's just about trying to take people down for the sake of. It's not because they're horrendous people. It's because, that one's got to go, and that one's got to go. You start hearing weird things coming out of, like, feminists, these third-wave feminist mouth, like, like, it's our time, and we got to take everybody down. No, that's not how this works. You're totally doing something different from what the idea is. You're corrupting the very idea of this movement.
Well, here's the thing of the history of feminism. The history of that is that every time the women start catching steam and start making change, they have their own women that be sabotaging their own movement.
True.
You got some female misogynists
Very
out
true.
here.
That's for sure. And my thing is this, like we touched on it a little bit earlier, was that there are also female predators out there that are not being taken care of. Like these really like savage beasts out there that because they're a female, it's supposedly will be okay. Beast. That they because like I said, if you report that you were raped because you're a guy, you're a punk ass bitch, you're this, you're that, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be equal on both sides. But you know, and I know, and a little man on the green
Somebody
man
needs
on the
to
earth
stop the
knows
sexual
that it's
assaults
not.
in jail. We need to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm well aware of it because I've worked in clubs.
Yeah, you're a big
time,
motherfucker.
And and some of the feedback in the stories, like working a lesbian night or just hanging out with my boy who's working it, and stories that come back. Chicks are like literally running up on chicks in the ladies' room and ripping their underwear off of them.
What?
Like, I'm gonna get this now.
Wow.
That's rape.
That is
That's
for
rape.
sure. Like, what's wrong with
them?
them?
Talked about.
Right. I mean, a lot of these, I guess, manly, butch, whatever dyke, whatever you want to call it, the ones that want to act like men, I guess they're a lot more aggressive than their latter parts. So I mean, but that's some bullshit right there, bro. Like, what's going on with that?
We got to stop all the sexual assault, man.
I mean, like I said, what is it? I'm sorry to cut you off. I said, like, I don't understand. Like, you got a dick. Jerk off. It will save you a lot of problems and a lot of trouble.
It's about power, Aaron.
I understand that, but my thing is like, my black ass ain't going to jail for no pussy. My black ass ain't going to jail for nobody.
Power. They don't even care how a woman looks. They just they have that caveman mentality.
Oh yeah, the colonizers definitely.
It's about
that's my new C word, Mike.
Colonizer.
Yeah, I mean, even though cracker just rolls off the tongue every now and then, you gotta switch it up there again. But we're getting ready to wrap it up. I want to thank you for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. It's been a long time since I'm about to speak to you, and just thanks, man. Appreciate it, for real.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
All right, you're welcome on anytime. You know that.
No problem.
All right.
All right, man. Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
You too, peace.
So we're coming to the closing minutes of Aaron Smith Can't Lose. I've had a whole bunch of fun. I had a whole bunch of people call in and come in. I'm feeling really good right now, especially with 4 beers going through me. And I'm going to drink some more when I go home. But anyway, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to drink and go home. Justice Kavanaugh, and that's what you are now, but whatever. But it is what it is. Usually I do a segment called the do/dudette of the week, or the cunt/douchebag of the week. Unfortunately, I do not have anybody on that list. I would say Kanye West, but I think I gave him enough press for the night on my show. So I'm just going to leave it at that. As far as I'm concerned, I think you need to go sit down and talk to somebody. I think you got some issues, Mr. West. I believe you're very talented. I believe you're very skilled in what you do.
Yes,
but
you are, my brother.
But you got some shit going on with you that nobody know, and I don't think even your wife knows. And quite honestly, you need to get some goddamn help.
Yep.
And take it from personal experience. Like I'm not ashamed to talk about my mental illness. I suffer from major depression and anxiety, and you wouldn't see it if you knew me, because like I said, I have that shit in check. I go to my therapist. I go and talk to friends. I do what I have to do. So realistically, if if I can do it, then anybody can. And cause like I said, I don't like taking pills. I don't like doing shit. I barely like doing sit-ups. So as far as I'm concerned, like I said, he has to sit around and go out and do something. So I want to thank everybody for coming. I'd like to thank my friend Lisa Harmon, Mindy from the Bronx, and of course my boy Jeffrey Frazier, as well as Michele Sanchez for calling in. And we are going to say goodbye for now. I will see you next week. Till then, be good, be safe, and have a prospective tomorrow.
No problem. Take care, y'all. Thanks.